Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining in here with Scott Week, Scott Con, and welcome back. And my next guest, I'm so excited to tell you about and have her on. I'm such an honor to have her on today. And this is Madam Pauline Hunter of Hunterston. I hope I said that right.
That's fine, Cindy. Yes, and thank you for the introduction.
I was so keen to have you on and introduce you to our channels and our audience here in the United States. You are the head of Clan Hunter.
I am indeed, yes. And we have a very large part of our membership is, of course, in North America, that's Canada and the USA. And as we met up in person at New York Tartan Week, and there I had a really proud moment being able to lead my clan members down 6th Avenue, the Avenue of the Americas. What an experience, absolutely wonderful.
Yes, and I believe we have some footage of you doing that, which will air in our segment about the parade and about being in New York. It was wonderful to meet you in person. You were on a panel with Scott Week last year in 2021. Yeah. And I was just so impressed with you. And so wanted to have you here and interview you, just the two of us. Madame Pauline, if I may, how did you become the head of Clan Hunter? Because I know that you probably get that question a lot.
Yes, I am actually the fifth female clan chief of the Hunters. This is quite often done to keep the line mainly in the main family, rather than going out to somebody else who might not appreciate and value the place as much. So I happen to be the eldest, and that is why my father nominated me, because a clan chief has to be nominated. And when my late father died, I had to then apply to the Lord Lion to get his approval to become clan chief within 12 months of my father's death. And this I did. And I have been chief of Clan Hunter since, well, October, when my father died, 94, losing a few years there.
Oh my goodness. So it's been quite a while. And I can see that you are very active chief of your clan. You have an amazing website. You have amazing social media. You have events, and you're very present and out in the world doing what you do. Can you tell me a little bit about the places you've traveled and the people you have met from your clan?
Oh, well, I have been to the Alexandria Christmas parade. That was a wonderful experience. One of our ancestors, William Hunter, they honor him every year with a wreath on his grave. He was one of the founders of the Washington, D.C. St. Andrew's Society. And what he used to do was he used to go and meet the migrants off the boats, the Scots especially, and see if they needed help and assistance, and made sure that they got some sort of help and assistance, because they were new to the country. They didn't know, where to go, especially if they didn't have family or anything. I've also been, some years ago now, but I'm going again this year to the Fergus Games in Ontario, in Canada. I have been once to Pleasanton, so I've been out and about, but a lot of the time I have actually used the internet. We had a very early website, quite primitive. We've managed to upgrade it now, fortunately, and I've embraced modern technology. I love it because it enables me to reach out to so many more of our membership and our clans people. I mean, it's a fantastic facility to have. We do a lot with online social media. I've got a great team of volunteers who help in the background. We have a genealogy project, which is run by my eldest brother. We've also got Facebook pages, and I now, because we are all on Zoom, which is great, I now can hold live meetups with clan members. So anybody who's a member can jump on and join us, and we can get to chat, which is lovely.
It is lovely. And have you found that since the pandemic, you have been using these tools even more and going online even more?
Absolutely. I mean, because we had to cancel our clan gathering, like yourselves, I took a leaf out of other people's books, and I arranged an online event for the clans people with things I thought would interest them, chats with other clan chiefs. I got the Lord Land very generously, gave us a wonderful opening speech. He's a wonderful person, very keen to support all the clans. And we also had various other things, because the hunters were huntsmen originally to the kings and queens of Scotland. We have quite a link with an ancient archery group, the Ancient Society of Kilwinning Archers, who were formed in around the 1400s. And we've maintained, not since the 1400s though, but over the last, this is 50 years since they've been shooting at Hunterston. So we had a talk from them about archery and the hunters. Lovely, really good.
That's fascinating. And along those lines, I often like to ask questions that are kind of maybe off the beaten path, if you will. Do you have any particular stories from history about your clan that really stand out in your mind that you would like to share?
Well, there's one which is probably not true, but there's a legend that we have amongst the hunters that the first hunter, Aylmer, was out hunting and came across a group of men and accosted them, said, "What are you doing here? This is my land. I've been given it by the king." One of the gentlemen turned around and said, "Well, actually, this is the king." But we have a very interesting form of rent. The king asked us to supply birds for hunting and a certain amount of food. We didn't actually pay in any other form. We had, when the king asked, there was a special rent called a blench firm, which was a silver sixpence. And this we were asked to supply only when asked. So in the castle, we keep a little silver sixpence just in case the king or the queen comes asking for rent.
That's delightful. And then also too, I like to ask the question, because we did actually help with some of the content for the Clan Lands book that was written by San Hewen and our own Graham McTavish board member. And so it's intriguing to me. Do you have any great stories about any feuds you might have had in the past?
No, we don't. We rather kept our noses out of most people's businesses and just did what we did, which was providing hunting grounds for the King of Scotland. We managed the forests across on the Isle of Cumbrae, and the king used that as his holiday home. There is, it brings to mind one ancient piece of Scottish heirloom that was found at Hunterston. There is a really large brooch called the Hunterston brooch, which is about 5 inches across, solid silver. Funnily enough, it was originally made in Scotland, and later for a prince or somebody of, of huge wealth or very important. Subsequently, Vikings acquired it because on the back, 2 Vikings have scratched their names on it and then filled in all the rest. But we think it fell at the Battle of Largs, and that happened in 1374. It was an interesting battle because there was a big storm, and all the Norwegian Viking troops that had gathered on Arran, all their boats were dispersed up and down the coast, so there wasn't a set battle. And we think that what happened was one of the men, the Vikings, who was wearing that brooch, possibly Malbrigda, who was one of the names on the brooch, fell at the Battle of Largs and drowned in a muddy pond nearby. His body was never found, and the brooch was brought to light by some diggers in 1827, just digging in the ground.
And so it had been buried for over 500 years.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. I know. Absolutely incredible.
That is an incredible story. How wonderful. And so you are the 30th chief.
Yeah.
And you spend 100% of your time, your full time, head of your clan and working all things clan hunter.
Yeah.
And one of those jobs, or shall we call them labors of love, is the preservation of Castle Hunter.
Yeah, we're very fortunate. Many clans no longer hold their clan lands or even have a building to call their own. So the hunters of Hunterston still have the original peel tower that they built, probably in around the 13th century. And it's my responsibility to make sure that we preserve this for the clan members today and all the clan members tomorrow. I mean, this is a fairly unique building in that it's never been in ruins. It's always been intact. It's had different uses over the centuries, but it is still there and we still own it. It's very small, but it's very well preserved.
That's wonderful. And I will put a link in the description so that people can view that. And also you have so much wonderful information on your website. There's information about joining Clan Hunter. Now, tell me a little bit about your membership, who it's open to, how people can join. And then again, I will make sure to put the link. There's a big blue button on the site.
Thank you for that. The clan associations, we have in effect 3 clan associations. We have one in the USA, and that covers the whole of the USA. We also have one in Canada, and then the rest are all managed from the center from Hunterston. So we have a membership. We have memberships all over the place. We have members in Mexico. They came to the last gathering in 2017. We have members in Portugal, South America. There's a lot of hunters in South America. Apparently, they moved from Australia because of the beef farming. They set up in Australia first, and then some of the family moved across to Argentina and then spread out through South America. Of course, New Zealand and Australia, we have a number of family members over there.
It's fascinating, isn't it, to see when the clans and when people at different periods of time and for different either political reasons or war or economical reasons were spread to what we would call the 4 corners of the earth, as it were. And then for many years, we didn't have the technology to really find where people went or to connect with them. And what an amazing thing, hundreds of years later, that this can happen and we can all be connected.
Yeah.
And hear the stories of what happened, where people went and what they did to make a life in another place.
Yeah, I've had a lot of people have given me some wonderful books of what exactly that's and what their families did, how they came to be in a place. They sent me copies of photographs, and they're fascinating, the different reasons that people moved. Very often, of course, in the earlier days, we forget that once people moved, that was it. They never really expected to go home, and they had to make the best of whatever they found where they were, which wasn't always easy. But yes, they moved for many different reasons, all sorts of different reasons.
Well, sure. And then, just getting from Scotland, even just 100 years ago, just getting from Scotland to somewhere else, oftentimes it was a hard and arduous journey to get. Can
Very.
you imagine going to Australia or coming to the United States? And many people didn't survive these
No,
trips. And
no,
so there was no thought of even going back or
no,
returning.
no, no. I mean, if you were lucky enough to survive the journey, because a lot of people couldn't afford to go, go in the first class or even second class, they had to go steerage, and conditions were not good in those days. But life was, some people thought that that was worth risking their lives for, to try and get a better start for their families and for themselves. Yeah.
It's fascinating.
Mm.
Now, in promoting Clan Hunter, there's some information up on the website. Again, you have a volunteer link, which we will put in the description.
Thank
So
you.
please consider joining Clan Hunter and volunteering. You won't regret it. It's great
Oh,
fun, and you get to meet some of the most magnificent people,
yeah.
again, from
Yeah.
around the world,
Mm.
such as yourself, and have these wonderful associations.
Mm. I mean, it is a wonderful thing to be able to connect with people that you share similar ancestry. It just gives me so much pleasure to be able to bring people together as well. On a recent Zoom meeting that we had on genealogy, we discovered two people that were online, lived in the same state and never knew each other existed. So they were able to connect up, and that's one of my greatest joys, is bringing people together.
That's wonderful. And I see also too on your website, and again, everyone must go and check this out, some things that I don't see on other clan websites
Ah,
that are fascinating, including the Clan Hunter timeline. Did
oh, thank you. Yes, we've done that, but it's still a work in progress. We keep coming across more bits of information that we want to add to it. But thank you, Cindy. Yes, that was an idea brought to us by my cousin, who's volunteered to help with us.
And you've got wonderful pictures of the brooch you were speaking about and the stories, and it's magnificent. And it just kind of lays out in a visual timeline, and you can click on these items and read more about the history. It's just a wonderful presentation of Clan Hunter.
Thank you. Yeah. It's been a work of dedication that we all felt that we have a small team that helped put the website together, and we all felt we needed to give as much information as possible to everybody, because not everybody will be able to get to Scotland. And so we wanted to share everything that we possibly could, and make it as accessible as possible for everybody.
It's truly laid out magnificently. So hopefully everyone will come on. You also have a Tartan Gifts page, a blog. Sign up for the blog and stay connected. Is there anything else you would like to share with the people here in the United States and also Canada?
the problem is we've got so much history and ancestry, but if anybody's interested in, even if they're not a hunter, just join up and have a look at our website and see what's going on, and just have a look and see what a castle originally looked like, especially for those clans that don't have their own castle. It's nice to be able to just see what their ancestors would have lived in, and how they would have lived. We of course keep the castle as a museum, and it's open to everybody. You just have to book online.
How wonderful. And I will be there this August, and I love to come and go from Scotland pretty regularly, at least twice a year. I would love to come and actually maybe film a little bit with you while we're there, just to show everyone what it looks like in person who maybe cannot go in person.
Yeah. I think it's so important to share that. I mean, we've now created, like you have, we've created a Clan Hunter YouTube channel. And I'm very fortunate in that my partner Graham is able to film, and we've been filming short stories and things about the hunters. It's really it's really great fun to be able to share these things with people.
How wonderful. And we'll go ahead and put that connection, that link here in the description as well, so that everyone can go. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the Clan Hunter YouTube channel, as well as the Scout Week YouTube channel. We're growing our channels, and it will really be helpful and help us all stay connected. Madam Pauline Hunter of Hunterston, it's been a great honor and a privilege to have you on with me today. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you very much, Cindy. I've really enjoyed chatting with you.
We've enjoyed having you on, and everyone check out Clan Hunter. We're always very proud, I think, if I may say so. The Scottish clans are very open and inviting to absolutely everyone with an interest. You don't need to have a particular surname or even tartan. And I'm always very proud when I go to the Highland Games and I look out across everybody who's come in attendance, including, because I'm a bagpiper, the bagpipe bands and everyone else, and you will see people from every walk of life, every nation, every culture represented, every age. It's such a culture that's open and inviting and welcoming of absolutely everyone. So don't be bashful.
No, don't be bashful. And absolutely, the Scots are one of the most welcoming people wherever they live.
Thank you so much for being on here today. We will check back in with you and see you soon.